except all those ads, right? Yeah, more people have seen me in a Meg Whitman ad than have seen me in my own ad. You know, I mean, what kind of a political process is that? When the opponent gets to show you more than you get to show yourself. But don't worry, help is on the way. We're going to be out there. We got the firepower to deliver the truth to the people of California. And the truth is that the other side has a phony so-called jobs plan that will do nothing but drive a hole in the deficit, compound our problems, exacerbate the inequality, and do nothing about building the unity and the confidence in the people of California, which is the prerequisite to a vibrant economy. California is a very rich state, and we got to remember that. Teachers are being laid off, furloughs, we got all sorts of problems, foreclosures, but step back just a bit. There are only 7 nations of the whole world that are as wealthy as California. And we are facing problems, deficits everywhere. But the wealth of the state is 1.8 trillion. That's what it was last year. And yes, there are deficits, but they're a very tiny fraction of the total annual wealth production of our state. And what's most important is to bring people together, to emphasize the basics, which is we don't want anyone to fall so far below that they can't even support a family or live a decent human life. And so it's about economics, but it's also about morality. It's also about serving the common good. It's about uniting Californians, not dividing them. And at this stage of my life, I go back to the governorship, not trying to be just a Democrat or fighting Republicans, but as a Californian first. I've lived here all my life. I voted in elections here all my life. And I care about this state. I've visited schools and police stations and prisons and picket lines. I've seen the whole gamut. And I just didn't wake up, 9 months ago and say, gee, it'd be fun to be governor. Well, I've been governor, and it isn't that much fun, I can tell you. It's not like being a president of a company. You know, if you're a CEO, you say, okay, lay off 10%. Hey, I want these people. Those people go over there. When you're a governor, you have a legislature. They decide how much money gets spent or not spent. And they don't listen to the governor. They're a separate branch. Even when you get the legislature and the governor together, you can be sued in state court or federal court to stop whatever you're trying to do. And even if you're not sued, somebody can put a referendum on the ballot and the people can vote against you. So this is a complicated, very profoundly important job, but it takes the skills not of an autocrat, not of an isolated CEO that flies around in a bubble giving orders, but rather someone on the ground engaged with people, ordinary people, and listening to everybody to get to the conclusion.
Yeah!
Bargaining in good faith. Well, I don't see good faith. I don't see good. What?
Why are we still
You want to
getting
speak?
furloughed?
What?
Why are we still getting furloughed? Why don't we have a budget? I work in corrections. I'm under the Perez lawsuit. I work for the receiver. I've been furloughed.
Okay, I got it. He's a correctional guard.
No,
He's complaining
nurse.
about the
Correctional
furloughs.
nurse.
Correctional nurse. By the way, we're spending more money in prisons today than ever any time before, about $2.3 billion. So, look, the whole state's in trouble. Not just the prisons, the whole...
Okay, we can step away from me. I want to hear the...
Wait, I can't... This is kind of like Sacramento. Not everybody thinks the same way, okay? And he wants to know about furloughs. Well, that's one technique of the current governor because they ran out of money. And they ran out of money because along the way, they didn't plan to live within their means. And going forward, we're going to have to make some very tough choices. But we want everyone at the table and everything on the table. And we listen to the correctional officers, we listen to correctional nurses, but we also have to listen to the teachers, the taxpayers, small business. This is a very difficult time, and you don't do it by trying to just destroy your opposition. You have to incorporate multiple perspectives and lead everybody to a common path to make California great.
We need a pro!
That's the way I see it. And I'm not going to China, I'm going to Sacramento. I'm going to Sacramento the first week of, I could take a few days vacation right after the election and then I'm going to Sacramento. I'm going to call a whole 120 legislators. I say, okay, it's time to do the budget. And we're going to do it openly. We're going to engage different kind of perspectives, and we do the best thing we can. And at some point, if we have to go to the people to get their input, we'll do it. But it's going to be open, transparent, inclusive. And the goal is a fair society, a dynamic economy, and a California that really works for everyone. Not that easy, but we can do it with your help. And in this campaign, look, it isn't just about ads. I'm going to have my ads up next week. You'll see them. But it's also about you and your neighbors and your state. So it's not triumphing one over the other. It's building the common base that created the strength of California in the first place. We're a great state. We have a lot of wealth. We screwed up in a number of ways, but it's going to get better. And it's going to get better after this election when we send those who have wrecked it home and we bring together a new team that will build California for the future. Thank you very much.
Their favorite Republican, John Leo.
People need to know.
People need to know
Who we are. Sorry for our families.
You want to get a picture? No, you.
We are.
Okay. It'll be the video, okay?
Here it goes. Look at over here.
Okay, don't push me like that.
I got it. Can you take one of me? Oh, Ruben. I need to talk to you guys.
Write your name there.
To the Georgia Union. Seriously. Give me a card.
You have our vote, Jerry. You're going to be our governor again. Again.
Jerry, this is okay. All right. Look at Trump is what we say now and then. Come on up here.
Can I take a picture?
Can you pick a picture of me?
Boy,
I want to make sure I'm shaking his hand.
Bawa ito ba yan? Halika.